Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. So I'm sure that the audio is going to suck on this and I'm really sorry, but nothing I can do right now. I did order a microphone and it should be here on Friday. Thank you very much to all of my patrons and my PayPal helpers who have assisted me with the channel and allowed that or made that a very easy decision to make. So it's actually only like almost 11 and it's so hot. My tree looks so good, y'all. It's not even wilted. I'm so happy. So happy. There are like branches that are broken, but that's my fault. That was from me transporting it. You should have seen the shenanigans that I pulled to get this thing here. But there's a really good picture of it. Love it. So yeah. Love it. What is going on over there? What are y'all doing? Oh yeah, Batista and Admiral, two young boys. Admiral ever so serious. Look at him. Look at that attitude. Look at that tail up, hackles up, strutting. He's got that look. And Batista's like, hey man. So I'm gonna come over and take it from him and chill out. Simply because I don't like that kind of possessiveness. So I'm trying to teach him you don't get to act that way. Not if you want to have what it is that you're chewing on. So if you get possessive, I'm going to take it. And most likely I'm going to give it to a different dog. And you're not going to be able to take it back either, because if you try to take it back, I'm going to take it back from you. And then I'm going to get on to you for trying to take it back in the first place. Pretty girl. Pretty girl, Belladonna. Who's a pretty girl? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Mommy loves you. She's such a good girl. So I've had some questions. I'll try to answer some. Questions about breeding multiple females. Will there be aggression? No, there will not. The females will, they know. It's kind of just a knowing. There's something about, I don't know, those of you that have had kids, like, there's just something about it. It's just stuff that turns on, and you just kind of know, and as long as they respect each other's space, and they'll be in different rooms, everything will be fine. As you guys saw, Cashmere let the other dogs come up to her puppies, and she was fine with most of them. The only ones that she had a problem with was, surprisingly enough, Preacher. She just didn't want any males around. Females, she was a lot more tolerant of, which makes sense. Her daughters, Midnight and Blondie, she let around. And even Velocity. She was actually probably the most tolerant with Velocity. So, if that tells you anything, typically Cashmere is pretty strict with Velocity, but when it came to her puppies, she was totally fine with it. So just something to keep in mind. Trying to think of any other questions that you guys asked. Sending dogs overseas, I don't have a problem doing it so long as it's legal and there's not some kind of crazy quarantine time. I've had some people ask, well, what about if, where it's illegal to have tails and ears docked? If you wanted to take a dog, if you wanted to ship a dog to Europe, if it was possible, and that's the thing, I don't even know if it's possible, but if it is possible, but you just can't have the ears and tails done, what I would do is I would require full payment for the dog beforehand, and then I would allow the dog to not be cropped or docked. You would have to choose the dog when they're no less than 3 days old. Or, pardon me, no more than 3 days old. Because of the fact that that's whenever we get the tails done. And so there's nothing I can do about that. It has to be done by that time, otherwise it's not a like if I'm not mistaken, it's done before like all the nerve endings and everything like that develop. So that's why it's done at that time. I think even the skeletal isn't even formed really at that point. Like it's not, all that area is underdeveloped. And so that's why it's done at that time. So you would have to choose your puppy by 3 days. And sometimes that can be an easy choice, you know, you just pick the biggest dog, but it doesn't always work out that way. So if you're trying to show, then you are taking somewhat of a risk. Now, I will say that you know, the majority of my dogs, like out of like Preacher and Cashmere, are pretty solid, you know what I mean? Like, I have the weird ones every now and then. I've got, you know, I've got Blondie, and that other dog that looked like Blondie, she ended up looking just like Blondie. Preacher, get back over here. I see you trying to hightail it off. Get over here now. What you think you're doing, boy? Slinking off like that. Where do you think he's going? He's way off in the background back there. I don't know if you can see him loping off. He just went to the other side. Preacher, get back over here. Come. He's probably trying to go to the bathroom, but there's really no need to go that far out. Pretty girl Trinity. Hey Gina. I love her movement, y'all. She's just a stunning dog. She really is. Her headpiece could be stronger, but we'll see what it does. I actually bought her based on how good her headpiece was. No, that's not true. I bought her on her structure. Her structure was phenomenal. But her headpiece was not bad. They had some pictures of her looking up at the camera. In fact, I'll include those as the thumbnail so you guys can see it, in case you don't follow my Instagram or my Facebook. But yeah, her muzzle and everything was actually really nice. She had a big old fat head on her. And now it's went narrow, but you know what? That's super common in the breed. My dogs do that. Giovanni's doing that right now. It's hard to watch, but you know what? They have to get, you know, what they do is they go long and then they get wider, and they go longer and then they go wider. And that's how they do it. Because the body has to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that muzzle has to get longer at some point. I'm going to call Preacher back. I thought for sure he was pooping, and I wanted to give him the grace to do that. But he better get his butt back over here right now. Come! There he is. There's a big guy. There's a big dog. Oh, there's a big dog. Here's a big dog. Showing off his pretty movement. You're a good dog. Checking out the females. Everybody's in here in the... trying to get into all the mess. I don't even know what this is like. The waste that we put out. Oh, look, there's that new tree. So that's the tree that I took out from the center of that rock formation in the middle of the yard. So you can see here that the dogs are like, what is that? Everybody's checking it out. It's one of the cool things about the Corso is, like, if you had a ninja hiding in your yard and he thought he could just like hide in the bushes or something, your Corso would find him. Anything that is new, whether it be in an inanimate object or not, is going to be fully inspected. And it's pretty cool to watch. So now they're like, oh, it's just a huge chew stick. That's what it is. And they have begun working it down. They're like, this is what we do. We create mulch. Bet you guys didn't know that. This is Team Mulch here. It's called dog labor. It's a whole new version of working dog. We call them mulching dogs. Okay, I'm done. Too funny. Alright, it's too early in the morning for corny jokes, Rachel. For those of us that are behind us on the time zone. Let's see what we got going on here. Here's a new import girl. She was running early. She looked really good. She's definitely, she's a very obedient girl. I will say that too. She's really not a bad dog. See how she's using both legs, both legs. She'll do the initial bunny and then move to the both legs. Before she was not doing that at all. Come on, back over here. No, come on, let's go. Back over here. Giovanni, let's go. Psst. Penelope, you get out of there. Come on, let's go. See, she's a good girl. Velocity, let's go. Move it this way. Where's she trying to go to? Penelope, come on. Come on, puppy. Hurry, let's go. Come. Good girl, Velocity. Oh, Batista, get your hiney over here right now. I see you. Get over here. Oh, you're a bad dog. And she goes running. Look. Using both legs. Both legs. See? For the haters out there trying to tell me, oh, she would start talking about how the dogs get better all of a sudden after she decides not to keep a dog. Yeah, well, guess what? Look at that movement right there. Eat it. Eat it. What kind of liar videotapes the dog right in front of your face for you to see? And then you're going to call me a liar. Are you serious, man? You can't use your own eyeballs? What are you, blind? You listening to this? Come on now. She's doing a lot better. Even her rear isn't sloped down the way it was. So people can say whatever they want to, but the proof is in the video. Slow it down. Watch the clip. Haters. Haters be hating. Take a time out to look at all of my luxurious flowers. Who knew that I had a green thumb? I bring all the nature, y'all. I come out here and I see hummingbirds. Do you know how many years it's been since I've seen a hummingbird? I couldn't believe it. I had no idea they were even out here. Like, what are they doing out here, man? There ain't no flowers out here except for mine. Shoot. A lot of people out here, like, especially recently, there's been a big push for, like, desert plants, you know what I mean? Like, water, plants that are, like, that are, like, better for water. See, both legs, both legs, both legs. And, anyway, yeah, there's been a big push to not have, flowers that require a lot of water and things like that. And I don't think that has a very positive effect on the hummingbird population. I'm not saying that we all should just be using a ton of water, but I do think that we should at least consider, the native wildlife. Yeah, she's looking a lot better. It's crazy what you learn about these dogs. A lot of people, they think it's just clear cut. For every rescue out there who, you always see that, they'll see a dog that's like shy and they're like, oh, that dog was beaten. You can tell it was beaten. It's like, no, maybe it just has a bad temperament. Maybe it has a weak temperament. There's so many things that become, questionable about dogs when you don't know about the breeding aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like, you really won't ever see what you'll see as a breeder. And you just get exposed to so much stuff, and you'll see how nutrition affects dogs and how confinement, affects dogs and all kinds of stuff, man. Just all kinds of stuff. Look at her. Crazy girl. And in this case, we got to learn to see what being confined does to a dog. How not being able to move and exercise has really had a negative effect on that poor girl. I mean, you can see she was all kinds of hunched over. She's not anymore. She's really coming up. She really is. Actually, I'm kind of shocked, to be honest with you. Even I'm shocked. I talked with Reese about it yesterday because we were talking hard about it. Because I'll be honest, I was starting to maybe even like second guess it a little bit. And I was thinking, I was like, well, if I really want to, like, I'll just get a view done. But the thing about it is that she is really small. And most people that buy a Corso, they're not looking for a small dog. They're looking for a large dog. And I've worked really hard to bring in some large stock. And so large correct stock, I will say that. I don't just go for size. They also have to be structurally correct. But I have worked hard on that. And it feels like I would be going backwards if I kept her. You know what I mean? So, but she's really doing well here. She's really blossoming quite well. Batista, no sir. Stay over here. You think I don't see you? So we've got our girl here. Beautiful, beautiful belladonna. Isn't she stunning, y'all? Oh God, I love this dog so much. And she is steady trying to get this hog skull that we found out here a while back. Right there. I have it up in the tree because I didn't want my dogs chewing on that. And oh wow, look, there she is. There's the import female. Oop, I have a rag in my hand, sorry. Anyway, so I put it up there so they wouldn't chew on it, because one time Preacher ate a bone of a deer, I think, and he swallowed it before I could grab it from him. It was like a tiny, like a knuckle bone or something like that, whatever it is. And anyway, it made him sick. He like threw up. It was gross. I thought he had like a blockage. Took him to the emergency vet, only to find out that it was the bacteria. So they gave him like anti-nausea medication, and you know, and so we took some antibiotics or something. I forget, but he was fine. But don't let your dogs eat bones you find on trails. That's your tip of the day. So anyway, I'm going to take them in. It's hot. They don't like it. I don't like it. Like I said, I'm really happy that this girl's coming back together like she is. I'm going to try to keep myself from second guessing it. So we'll see what she does. Because I really want to just maintain the quality in my program. And I just don't know. It's hard. You know what I mean? It's really hard when you see an animal to know whether it's the upkeep, the environment, or what's going on. And I know with horse breeding, like for example, there was a horse, who remembers, oh God, what was his name? There was a couple of them that were like this, but one of them in particular, there was a movie made about, and he just didn't look good. Why can I not remember this horse's name right now? I really love horse racing. I don't know why, but Seattle Slew keeps coming to mind, but I don't think that Seattle Slew is like that. What the heck was that, that horse's name? Everyone's going to be screaming it in the comments. It's not Secretariat. It was Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit, yeah. He was small, if I'm not mistaken. He really wasn't anything to look at. And so sometimes you'll get horses like that where they're just not, they just mature funny, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they come out of it. So it is possible, you know. Like I said, she's really, it's almost like she knew that I was going to rehome her, and she's like, oh, better get it together quick. So I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, so we'll see what happens. Pretty sure that I'm going to rehome her out, but the more I see her getting better and whatnot, it's harder to. But like I said, she still doesn't have the size that that we were looking for. She's a very old school European type, and they are small dogs. You know what I mean? Small dogs. Because you have to keep in mind, she's older than all my puppies. You know, she's older than even Gina. Look how big Gina is, too. Like, Gina is almost the size of Belladonna. Do you see that right there? Do you see that? Hey, Gina. And I'm into, like a longer, leaner, like, running type of dog. Like, almost more like a thoroughbred. Whereas the old European style, they were, especially females, were shorter, more compact. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if she doesn't sell and she looks really good and everything turns out, I may just decide to keep her. We'll see. I don't know. But if she sells, then I'll just consider it that's what was intended to be. I'll kind of let it go and let God, if you will. Anyway, well, I'm going to go inside. It's hot, like I said. I'm going to get these guys in. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk at you later. Bye!